with me this morning to my right, Honorable Pekka Haavisto is a Finnish politician who has served as the Minister of Environment and is currently an elected official in the Finnish Parliament. I do have some background written on him, but I don't even want to use that. But because I've known him so closely associated with these operations throughout the mediation period, so he's no stranger to the issues of Darfur in particular or the African Union. It's just good and very excellent that we have him here to be here with us today to present his aspect of it.
Well, of course, there are many issues that can make a good mediator, but usually the ability to listen is quite important one. So you have to use a lot of time by listening different parties of the conflict. And then you have to be, of course, analytical to understand what are the root causes of the conflict, and so using your analytical capacity. Well, I think, of course, when you come in a conflict situation, you have certain values. There has to be peace, there hopefully is development in the region, there hopefully is democracy, there hopefully is the respect for human rights. But of course, all these might be missing in the conflict region. Then you have to make some kind of order what is needed first. In my mind, usually the people have to lay down their arms first, and then we can talk about the other issues. You have to have some kind of structure where you start from. But what I'm trying to avoid is that from the West you easily come with these kind of overarching values. You have the very Western values, and then you try to put them to the place in any negotiation situation, and that's not actually the way how it should go. It's good that the mediator comes with an open mind, understanding of culture, understanding of history, understanding of religion, and also talking to the parties other issues than issues directly related to the conflict. You have to understand what is their everyday life, you have to understand what are the forms of living in that region, you have to understand the cultural issues. That makes you a good mediator.
If you come into a conflict situation, what kind of mediation support do you need, or can you maybe remind us of when you went in a specific situation and tell us what you needed then?
Of course, you first of all you need security and logistical support, which is very much the financial question also, that there has to be an organization, whether it's UN, whether it's African Union, whether it's a regional organization or some maybe international NGO, but you have to have the economic side in condition, otherwise you are stuck. Secondly, you need usually the support, not only the parties itself, but the neighboring states, because the neighboring states are more or less involved with the conflict. You have to, actually your scope is not only the parties on the ground, your scope is always the region when you are doing the things. And thirdly, of course, you have to have the analytical support, which then includes actually how in this situation you should implement the big principles, let's say the peace and justice question, transitional justice, human rights, development, which is very important.
And then finally, it is how do we get all of these organizations to be able to have that support. And in Abuja, I must say that we had the EU. The EU was able to participate sometimes in the drafting of the documents. Pekka Haavisto was like an intermediary, the go-between. There were times that he had to go to Darfur to talk to the rebel movements that we couldn't go as the AU because they didn't want to see the AU. So we can balance off each other, you know, in terms of credibility, in terms of legitimacy, but most importantly, in terms of having the new paradigms for dealing with negotiations, that we can bring all of this together, you know, in a mutually reinforcing manner.